Welcome to Creative Chelsea. Today I'd like to make a Christmas card, and we're going to be using the Toile Christmas stamp set along with its coordinating dies, Christmas Cardinal dies. And we're going to be using a fun technique with the Stampin' Write markers. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to grab the Very Vanilla, just a piece of cardstock, and we're going to get the stamp. And let's go ahead and start with the bird, the cardinal stamp. And we're going to color on the stamp. So when I do this, I always start with the lighter color first. So I'm going to use Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to color in the beak. And I'm using the fat side of the marker. And then next I'm going to do the red, and I'm pretty much going to do all of the bird in red. So get all those beautiful feathers all the way down the tail. Don't get the feet, so you're going to stop the coloring at the feet. And then we're also going to stop around the beak. So we're going to do the beak in black. And then we're going to do up on the, I think this is called the crest of the bird. Okay. So we've colored the whole bird black, or red, excuse me, except for the feet and around the face. And we're going to now color that in black. So the red we used was a real red, and this is just the black. And we're just going to try to like blend this in a little bit. So I'm just kind of pushing and then lifting as I move a little bit out. And then along that beak, I'm going to try to be really careful. There we go. Let's get a little bit of black in there. Okay, so once we've got the bird colored, you can see that he's got some ink on him. What you do is you blow on your stamp. And you don't blow like you're cooling off hot soup. You would blow like you're warming up cold hands. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And what that does is it adds a little moisture to your stamp so that all the marker that you've placed kind of gets wet again, because it could have dried and then we won't get a very good image. So go ahead and stamp that down. And you can see how beautiful that image is. So it's a really fun technique when you're trying to get multiple colors in one image. Okay, next we're going to do the same technique with the branch. And we're going to be using 3 different colors for this. We've got a crumb cake marker, we have a garden green, and a real red. So we're going to start with the lighter color first. So go ahead and grab your crumb cake. And we're just going to put that on the branch. So the branch is going to be in that light crumb cake color. Okay, so the reason we start with the lighter color is so we don't ruin the ink of the lighter color by accidentally coloring over a darker color. And then we also, if we like accidentally get any of that lighter color where we want the darker color, it is easy to just color over with the darker color. So now we're using the garden green on all the leaves. And then the last step is to use the real red on the berries. So these are very tiny, so they do require a little more you just need to be a little more careful with where you apply your color. Okay, so again, go ahead and add a hot breath to give it some moisture. And then you're going to stamp that next to your bird or your cardinal, whatever you want to say. Give it some good pressure. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, and then the last step is we're going to do our greeting, and we're going to use the Christmas Wishes greeting, and we're going to just do this in all black. So you could grab your black ink pad if you'd like, but today I'm going to just use markers for stamping, so you can do it with the marker if you'd like, since we've got that out. Okay, so that's colored. And then we're going to stamp that on our paper as well. Okay, so we've got all of our images, and they're beautiful and multicolored. So now we're going to go to the Big Shot, and we're going to cut these out. Okay, so I've cut out my bird, my cardinal, and my stem, and the greeting. So now let's go ahead and put our card together. Since we've got all our pieces, we're going to start with a Very Vanilla card base. And I've got a piece of crumb cake, and this is just your card front, so it's slightly smaller than your card base. And what we're going to do is we're going to add some DSP to the edges. So let's go ahead and get some, we're going to actually do the red. So this is a fun DSP that's in the holiday catalog. And I've cut this one a little big so that I can wrap it around my cardstock like that. Okay, and then let's do the same to the other side. Okay, so we've got our DSP on both sides of our crumb cake. Oh, and I embossed this crumb cake with the tin tile embossing folder, and so you can find this in the big catalog. So I did that, and then I'm going to add the strip of ribbon, and we're going to fold that under as well. So this is just going to go kind of between the, so I like using ribbon between two pieces of paper when they meet. So this was the DSP and the crumb cake, and it's just, sometimes it looks a little raw, and so if you use ribbon, then it kind of finishes that edge. Okay, so this is the back, so you can see we folded our paper and our ribbon over, and so now we can adhere this to our card base. So I'm just going to use a little bit of liquid adhesive for some of these elements, and then just a little bit of snail to just kind of help it stay in place while that liquid glue dries. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add our branch. It's so pretty. And we're going to put this a little bit at an angle. And I'm just going to use, oh, I still have a cutout that needs to pop out. Just going to use some glue dots. So glue dots are nice when you've got, you know, something like this, where you have some big open spaces like the leaves and the berries, and then some small areas that you don't want to put a bunch of stuff on. We could also use liquid glue as well. Okay, and then I am going to put a glue dot right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this. We're just going to put it at an angle like that. Okay, next we're going to put our cardinal, and he's just going to sit on this branch. And let's use some dimensionals to pop him up. Okay. And then the last thing we're going to add would be our greeting. We're just going to stick it right here. But before we do that, I want to add some of these beautiful gold leaves that I previously cut from a gold foil sheet. And with these branches, leaves, die that also is part of the Christmas Cardinal dies that come bundled with the stamp set. So I cut 2 of each, so I have a large leaf branch and a smaller one. And I'm going to use both, or all 4 I guess, on this die. So I'm going to put some snail along the back, and then I'm going to go ahead and place them kind of at an angle. We'll get a small one in there too. So we've got that one, and then this one we're going to come up a little higher, and this one right about there. Okay, so we got those on there, and then let's go ahead and place a dimensional. And then we're going to put it on our card. Okay. So we want to make sure everything is on our card and nothing is hanging off the card, so it doesn't fit into a, because we want it to fit into an envelope so it can get mailed for Christmas. So there is our card. So it was a really fun technique to color in the bird and the branch with different markers so we can get those different colors, and then also using a marker to do the greeting. I hope you enjoyed learning this fun technique with me today and that you give it a try. Please subscribe, like, and share. Visit creativechelsea.com for a free tutorial of this project and to purchase the supplies needed. Have a creative day. Bye!